gossip and entertainment only. Let's get started.
Hello, gossipers, and welcome to Gossip in the Dark with Sharona. So, we're talking actor Michael Pitt. Now, we've seen all these celebrities, mostly black male celebrities, being accused of these heinous crime. And I've even heard people say, or on social media, that they're taking the black man down. So, what's going on there? Well, this Michael Pitt, this is a white man, and he's been arrested for abuse. Now, the thing with Michael's case is that it came out back in 2020 and 2021. I think it is. We're going to read the article from TMZ. But we're in 2025, and now it's being revealed that he was arrested earlier this month for these crimes by an ex-girlfriend. Now, why did it take so long to come out in the public when it was reported back in 2020 or 2021? So let's get into this article, and it's by TMZ. And it says Michael Pitt. And before we get to the article, this is an actor. I know the face is familiar. I might not know his name. I'm just finding out his name now. But the roles that he plays, it is, the roles are like life, in the sense that he's usually a creepy, bad manipulated character. That's what he usually plays. And to see that reality is like close to the character, if you get what I'm saying. So, you know what? Let's get to the reading. So it says, Michael Pitt has been arrested on SA charges, with authorities accusing him of sexually assaulting his then girlfriend and later attacking her with several blunt objects. So you heard that correctly. Now, I'm saying the words out because, YouTube, they have, whatever it is, they're saying we can't use certain languages or certain words. And I realize it's only for fresh content creators or people who are not at a certain level. And if you're not a celebrity, because you watch these celebrities, podcasts or YouTube channel, and they can say words that the regular YouTubers can't say. People like me, I'm not even at 1,000 subscribers, so I, in return, have to be very careful with words. But to me, when you don't use the words, you don't hear the trauma of the victim with the stories that's being alleged, if you get what I'm saying. So we're going to continue. It says, according to the indictment, prosecutors say Pitt's charges stem from 4 domestic incidents that allegedly took place between April 2020 and August 2021. So that's the time period. Cox claims the alleged incident occurred at the actor's Bushwick home with his then girlfriend, where they say fondled X on one occasion, and then months later allegedly sexually assaulted and struck her with a wooden plank. Now, I think we could use the word sexually assaulted as long as we're not using the R word, I would like to think. At a different time, prosecutors claim he attacked the alleged victim with a cinder block. A cinder block. You heard that correctly. That is attempted death right there, with a cinder block. According to law enforcement sources, Pitt was arrested on Friday, May 2nd at 9 p.m. So this was Friday, May 2nd, and today's May 10th, I think it is, and it's just being released to the public, I think it was May 9th, for assault, injury with a weapon, sexually motivated, strangulation sexually motivated, sex abuse, and forcible compulsion. Pitt pleaded not guilty to all charges against him. He posted a $100,000 bail and was released from custody. Fans of Boardwalk Empire will recognize Pitt as Jimmy Darmoody, a main character in the first two seasons of the show. The character was killed off because Pitt was reportedly hard to work with. Pitt also appeared in Hannibal, Hugo, Edwidge and the Angry Inch, Dawson's Creek, and Seven Psychopaths. Pitt's attorney, Jason Goldman, tells TMZ, unfortunately, we live in a world where somebody like Mr. Pitt, an accomplished professional who would never so as much contemplate these crimes, can be arrested on the uncorroborated word of an unhinged individual. So they're calling her unhinged. In reality, this baseless claim is suspiciously raised some 4 or 5 years later after the alleged incident, at a time when the two parties were in a completely consensual and voluntary relationship. This case will be dismissed. Now they're saying that this was all consensual, and by them saying that, it takes me back to Shannon Sharpe with his case that he's going through with all these what they call those sex stuff that people like, when they pretend to be whipped and stuff like what IDB, some word they use, or some um letters or whatever. But anyways, so to me it's like, it sounds like these are people who love that kind of rough, barbaric, encounters. And now we have Smokey Robinson now going through the same thing, being accused of the S word. One of these accusers for Smoky, which I need to do a video on, said he done it 22 times. So she went back 22 times to be hard. Anyways, gossipers, what are your thoughts on this? Please let me know. And as always, please like, share, subscribe, help grow our channel, get us to 1,000 views where we can go live and chat. And yes, this is, what's his name? Michael Pitt. No relation to Brad Pitt. And like I said, I've seen him in movies where, the roles he plays are usually, the bad guy. Which, we don't want to put that into reality. But with those charges, strangulation, hidden with cinder block, those are major. Gossipers, what are your thoughts? Thank you.